Ito ang Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataporma sa digital broadcast mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello everyone, happy Friday po. That's right, TGIF na naman. Thank God it's Friday and napakabilis na natapos yung linggo, right? Talagang you can really feel na ang bilis-bilis ng daan ng panahon, right? But anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome po sa Buhay Online. Happy Friday, everyone. Good morning. It is, somewhat sunny day dito sa Pampanga at saka hindi naman mainit masyado. And buti naman, wala naman tayong bagyong inaantay. Pero like last night, no, I was teaching. Sa harap ko yung estudyante ko biglang naglindol nag-earthquake sa Japan. It was I think like 10:42 in the evening dito sa atin, sa kanila mga 11. I was talking to my student at gumagalaw yung buong room. Nakita ko sa harap talaga nag-shake, tapos I was trying to tell my student it's okay to end the class. Ayaw. Yung estudyante ko sabi, no, wait for me teacher. Pinanood ko siya habang nag-shake yung buong kwarto niya, right? But anyway, there was an earthquake in Japan. So anyway, the whole week po, we were talking about different topics, no? Saka syempre yung mga latest breakthroughs sa technology. Pero pinag-usapan natin kahapon po yung tungkol sa mga happy companies that people work in, no? Sa Amerika. 10 companies that the happiest people work sa Amerika. We talked about that yesterday kasi nga yung atmosphere doon masaya, sa kasama na doon yung Zoom na company, right? They take good care of their employees, very good. That's good to know. But and also in retrospect, we talked about, of course, yung back certification, yung pagkuha nun, tsaka yung pag-apply ng national ID. We talked about that. And also excuse me, okay? Marami tayong napag-usapan tungkol sa yung tungkol sa parenting. Importante, yesterday we talked about the 4 styles of parenting, which is ito yung repaso, no? Kahapon, we talked about the authoritative the type of parenting as the most effective way, sabi ng mga specialists. Kasi there's 4 kinds, no? Permissive parenting, yung ang child-driven, yung parang ang bata ang nagde-dictate sa magulang kung paano. Child-driven rarely gives or enforces rules. Hindi, yun na nga, dyan nagkakaroon ng mga spoiled na mga bata sa mga permissive parents. Tsaka ino-overindulge nyo kasi yung anak nyo, ayaw nyo sinishield nyo siya sa mga problema, sa mga when that's not really right all the time. Dapat kasi talaga, importante is your child is aware of the situation para matuto siyang mag-solve din ng problema on his own. Yung neglectful parent naman is totally walang uninvolved sa anak, absent parent, provides little nurturing or yung guidance, okay? At indifferent siya towards the child's social and emotional tsaka behavioral needs. Totally pabayang magulang yan. At syempre, yung authoritarian naman, parang diktador na magulang na yun, okay? Kasi parent-driven, lahat ng desisyon, ito ang kailangan mong gawin, ito ang kailangan mong gawin. Hindi naman dapat din ganun, okay? Kasi yung authoritarian na parents set strict rules and punishment. Parang one way lang yung communication. With little consideration kung ano yung nafe-feel ng anak or kung ano yung gusto ng anak. Dapat kasi papakinggan rin, right? Which points to the authoritative parent, okay? Ang authoritative, difference niya sa authoritarian, ay nandyan ka lang, you're just there with, para igabay yung anak mo. Of course, when he or she asks for your advice, you listen, and you help your child be able to cope with solving problems, right? Together with the child po ang pagsasolve ng problema. You set clear rules and expectations, but at the same time, hindi mo siya in-order around na itong kailangan niyang gawin, blah, blah, blah. Because lalong-lalo na kung ang anak mo ay hindi na maliit. There should be an open communication and natural, and let them live through life naturally, right? Kasi like I said, diba? Parang ang ano ko doon is, we cannot live their lives for them. Buhay nila yun eh. We are just there dapat to guide them, okay? At saka para paalam natin sa mga anak natin that no matter what happens, we're just here. That we are here for them. Pero let them go through the natural course of life, diba? Kasi buhay nila yan eh. In the long run, sila naman, they're the ones who are gonna deal with that, right? Okay? So yun, that's what authoritative parents are, make it different, how they are different from others, okay? Okay, so that was what we talked about regarding that. All right, and so today po, it's a weekend, and of course, yung mga all around, of course, I think the alerts and the protocols are the same pa rin sa NCR. But I heard that they were going to ease up on, well, like yesterday, my son told me na basa niya sa news na allowed na yung mga spa magbukas sa Metro Manila and even the mga parlors, pero at 20% capacity pa lang din. Hindi pa pwedeng mapuno. Because, okay, pero yun, as of yesterday, bumaba yung number of infections. So, they're starting to ease up a little bit kasi nga to ease up on the also doon sa mga businesses at saka sa mga trabaho because apektado syempre yung economy nun, right? Alright, so let's talk about today, continue talking about I want to talk about the workplace, no? No, a few weeks ago, a few days ago, diba may nangyaring yung Facebook na wala, right? Nawala yung Facebook because yung na off-air yung Facebook for 6 hours, okay? So, tapos yung latest, yung news about that, okay? Telegram says dumagdag pa ang 70 million users ng Facebook sa nangyaring outage na yun, diba? Imbes na nawala, dumagdag pa. Anyway, I'd like to greet the people watching. Welcome to the show. Pasensya na, hindi ko na naman nakikita kung sinong naka-online dahil walang umaakit na mga names. I don't know what's happening. I can't see anybody, but I can see numbers. Welcome to the show. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining me this Friday morning. So, okay, continuing to my story about yung pagkawala ng Facebook, okay? Telegram's founder, Pavel Durov sa Moscow said that Tuesday that nung nangyari yung outage, dun sa Russia recorded 70 million users in one day after Facebook was hit by a massive outage. Potentially billions of users were impacted on Monday when the dominant social network and its Instagram and WhatsApp platforms went offline for several hours, actually 6 hours. Ito ay Kasi kasama ang, of course, connected ang Instagram tsaka WhatsApp kasi sa Facebook. Okay? So, lahat sila affected. Hindi mo rin ikaw makapag-Instagram nun. Telegram, a messenger site, particularly popular sa Soviet Union, at saka countries, Soviet Union countries tsaka Iran, is ginagamit to for both for private communications and sharing information and news. Yesterday, nung isang araw, which is like, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, Telegram experienced a record increase in user registration and activity nung nawala yung Facebook. They welcomed around 70 million refugees from other platforms in one day. Ang Telegram ay isang sort of messenger site. Ang ibig na sabihin, nung nawala yung Facebook, Instagram at WhatsApp, lumipat sa kanila yung mga users, and all of a sudden 70 million refugees from other platforms in one day. The good for them, right? For the new users, I'd like to tell, welcome to Telegram, the largest independent messaging platform. So, ayun pa lang nangyari. Naglipatan sa kanila yung mga, nung walang Facebook, all of a sudden, merong bago mga nagrehistro. Sa isang araw lang, 70 million na kaagad yung na-add nilang subscribers. Ang Telegram was founded in 2013 by brothers Pavel and Nikolai Durov, who also developed Russia's social media network VKontakte. Telegram refuses to cooperate with authorities and hand over encryption keys, which has resulted in its being banned in several countries, including Russia. Moscow reversed course on the app last year. However, after more than 2 years of unsuccessful attempts to block it. So, yun pala, naging notorious to tong Telegram na to, right? Okay? Alright, so yan yung news tungkol na sa Facebook na in connection to that. Yung Telegram pala, nadagdagan ng kanilang subscribers nung nawala yung Facebook. Okay, I got it. Okay? Alright, so, syempre yung certificate of candidacy, ang latest issue dyan, okay? So, hindi ko na alam kung ano ba yung final listahan ng mga tatakbo. Let's leave that information for yung mga ibang programa dito because I'm sure they're talking about that. Okay? So, yun. Ang one thing for sure, yun nga, si Villar Revillame ay hindi tatakbo. Alright? Okay? Tapos, in the world of show business naman, okay? Si Iya Villania, ang host, singer, actress, Iya Villania, well, mostly a host, na dating Channel 2 na nasa Channel 7. Ang kanyang Facebook page was hacked, okay? Iya Villana's Facebook page has been hacked, okay? That was yesterday, okay? Kahapon yan nangyari. Iya Villana's Facebook was hacked. The Kapuso host announced on Instagram on Thursday evening that she no longer has access to her Facebook page. Sabi niya, heads up, nagbigay siya ng heads up, please, hindi na ako nagra-run ng aking Facebook page dahil na-hack ito. I don't have control of my page. Any leads to people who can help will be greatly appreciated, okay? Villana's Facebook page has 8.2 million followers. As of 8 p.m. last night, the latest post on her page was photos of her taken while she was hosting the Chika Minute of GMA Network's evening newscast at 24 oras. Okay? For Iya, learning how to cook is like motherhood. Yun yung kanyang na-feature on nang feature siya. Pero tapos noon, na-hack na yung kanyang page. Hindi na niya mabukas, hindi niya ma-access. So that's the information there for everyone. From Iya Villania. So, iba nang nagpapatakbo ng kanyang Facebook page. So, that's information para sa lahat. Okay? Alright. Okay. Latest technology sa Philippines na pwede natin pag-usapan. Well, of course, you know yung mga satellites that went into orbit, right? Yung Maya 3 and Maya 4, they were already flown into orbit. Ito yung gawa ng mga taga-UP. yung SpaceX commercial resupply mission, Maya 3 and Maya 4. It went into orbit last month. It was built by the first of two batches of scholars under the Space Science and Technology Proliferation through University Partnerships or STEP Up. Okay? Gawa ng Pilipino to ang mga Maya 3 at Maya 4 po. The development of the CubeSats is in collaboration. Ito, pakita ko nga yung Maya 3 and Maya 4 ulit, ha? Hold on a second, please. Ito yung Filipino-made na satellites, okay? Na nagpunta na international orbit. Diba? Proud ka naman doon. Alright. Here, let's show it. Oh, mali. Ano ba to? Hold on a second. Alright. Let me do that again. Yung Maya 3 at Maya 4. Okay? Okay, here. I got it. Bear with me po. I will just get the itsura nitong maliliit na cube satellites ang tawag. CubeSats. Okay. There you go. Alright, there you go. I'm just gonna get it. Hold on. Just bear with me. Teka, tapos na itong parenting styles. Alright. Okay. Sorry. Pasensya na po. Sandali lang. Kukunin ko lang. Ayan. Here you go. Okay? Ayan. Ayan. Ayan ang Maya 3 tsaka Maya 4. Alright? These are the cube satellites. Okay? I'm talking about. Alright? The Philippines' first university-built CubeSats moved along orbit. Lumipad yan, pumunta sa international, from America, ni-launch na yan, nasa outer space. Okay? Ang Maya 3 at Maya 4 were designed and built by the first of two batches of scholars under the Step Up program nga, taking the nanosatellite development track under the Master of Science of Engineering program of the UPD Electrical and Electronics Engineering Institute. At ang gumawa niya ng mga pangalan nila ay si Renzo Wee, Christy Raterta, Loreline Dakiag, Derek Canceran, Judiel Reyes, si Gladys Baharo, Mariel Magbanwa Gregorio, tsaka si Brian Custodio. Okay? Ang development ng itong mga CubeSats is a collaboration with the Kyushu Institute of Technology sa Japan, okay, QTech, with scholarship support from DOST, Science Education Institute. Okay? The team was excited kasi yung Maya 3 ay nag-orbit na ngayon sa space. It's orbiting the Earth right now. As the first Philippine university-built satellites, this event marks a significant milestone sa ating bansa tungkol sa space science and technology, right? Sabi ng UP Diliman Chancellor Fidel Nemenso, in-emphasize niya the value of these CubeSats, okay? This will help break down psychological barriers for many young and aspiring scientists, okay? Kasi space technology is no longer something we just read in books and see in movies. Space is no longer the exclusive territory of advanced, industrialized countries and superpowers. Space is something within our reach. Dahil meron na tayo talaga mga space aeronautics or aerospace mga nag-aaral at gusto maging mga scientists. Especially with the support from the government ngayon, right? Buti naman. This is a very historic and important day nung nilaunch tong Maya 3 and Maya 4. The country's newest satellites follow the space deployment of their predecessor. Ang predecessor nila yung Maya 1 and 2. earlier this year, lumipad na rin yun eh. Maya 1 and 2 were built by Filipino space engineers who were scholars also at the Kyushu Institute of Technology or QTech sa Japan under the Stamina for Space program. Okay? So yan yung balita ko tungkol doon sa Maya 3 and Maya 4 update. Proud tayo na Pinoy yan, gawa ng mga estudyante natin. Okay? Very good. Okay. Another thing that we want to talk about, all right, is teka muna. Sorry, just let me just my ground. Syempre no, when we digitalized, when we all transferred to digital in a lot of aspects in our lives, nagkaroon tayo ng parang digital divide. Ang tawag dyan digital divide kasi hindi lahat ng tao may internet, hindi lahat ng tao may gadgets. At ang malaking naapektuhan niya yung pag-aaral, okay? So, nagkaroon ng convention, right, regarding digitalization, okay? Itong Philippines, na sinasabi nila that the best way to address digital divide in the Philippines is through lots of startups, okay? During the onset kasi nitong pandemic, maraming negosyo, whether it was big or small, said that they realized the importance of digitalization. Talaga naman, crucial to economic growth and recovery ang pagdidigital, going digital. Alam natin yung lahat yan. Indeed, sa buong mundo, digitalization has helped governments, schools, businesses to shift that what would soon be the new normal. Okay? Ito sa Pilipinas, ang digital technology ensures better governance, improves the quality and reach of e-learning, and created other jobs and industries. It also aided the pandemic response by facilitating safety protocols, yung mga vaccine rollouts, and accessible health and non-health services to curb the COVID-19 cases. Recently, there was a white paper launch and discussion forum called Digitalizing the Philippines, organized by the Public Affairs and Strategy firm WNR and the National University of Singapore's Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy. Okay, tingnan natin. Wait, let me show you. Again, sorry. This was the white paper discussion or meeting regarding digitalizing in the Philippines. Let me just grab it for you so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here you go. Hold on a second, please. Sorry. This was 2 days ago. This event happened. I'll just get it again so that you can see it. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare my graphics today. Ito na muna si Maya. Okay, let me just grab. Naririnig niyo ba yung kapitbahay ko? Ako naririnig ko. Sa probinsya, ang iingay ng kapitbahay. Kahit maaga, kapatugtog na ng malalakas na Christmas songs. At tapos after that, yung mga telenovela na pinanonood. Ay, Diyos mio. Hold on a second. Where is it? Here you go. Alright. Okay, there you go. Ayan, okay. Okay, recently, digitalizing in the Philippines. Okay, alright. Okay. Here in the Philippines, okay, yan, digital technology kasi ensures better governance, improves the quality and reach of e-learning. During this recently held white paper launch and discussion forum, Digitalizing in the Philippines na inorganize nga nung WNR in cooperation with Singapore's Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy. There were a panel of industry experts na nag-discuss ng future ng country when it comes to the use of technology in economics, okay? In her keynote speech, ang guest si Senator Grace Polia Manzares said, Fast, reliable, and affordable connectivity makes a huge difference. Naman, oo. Kasi diba, alam nating lahat, para tayo magkaroon ng faster internet sa bansa natin, we have to pay more. Of course, mas mabilis, mas mahal yung internet. Hindi affordable naman ng iba. Tsaka, yung mga iba ang ginagamit nga data sa cellphone, right? Okay? Fast, reliable, and affordable connectivity makes a huge difference talaga. In e-commerce, online learning, kasi entertainment, telemedicine, and of course, the simple but vital act of staying in touch with our loved ones. While there are people with access to the internet, there are also people who are grossly underserved or unserved. Oh, wala tayong magagawa kasi nga hindi lahat nakaka-afford ng may wifi or even yung paglo-load sa telepono ng data. Di ba? Kung walang yung baon mo, gagamitin mo pa sa pagbili ng data, paano nakakain yung estudyante, okay? These are all challenged by what Polio Manzares called the digital divide. Yan nga ang digital divide. Ayun ang ibig sabihin yan eh. Because of that, nagkaroon ng lalong mas malaking gap yung mga nakaka-afford na magka-internet or may cellphone or may mag-online learning sa bahay or mag-work from home dahil may facility sa mga hindi nakaka-afford, okay? NUS LKY School of Public Policy's findings showed how high costs, mga tight rules and regulation at saka logistical problems have held back local digitalization and adoption among Filipinos. Sorry parang may allergy na nga ate ko. For some reason, ang kate-kate. Sorry, pasensya na. When it comes to cultivating digital talent, okay, the University of Asia and the Pacific, or UAAP, emphasize that students should always come first, okay? Sabi ni Dr. Bernardo Villegas, yung professor at economist ng UAAP, millions of people sa mga public schools are not really learning much because they don't have the resources to participate in e-learning. Di ba? Yun na nga. So it is clear indication that the digital divide may worsen. Totoo naman. Kung tayo magpapatuloy na itong distance learning na ito, lalaki yung disparity between those that can afford to learn online as to hindi. Okay? So sabi nga niya, no, I agree, totoo yun. Sabi ni Dr. Villegas, okay? It is a clear indication that the digital divide may worsen unless we take proactive measures. In the banking sector na lang nga, they are developing all sorts of fintech or financial technology solutions so that the unbanked, which is yung napag-usapan natin isang araw, 70% ng tao sa Pilipinas ay hindi nagbabangko. Wala silang bilib sa bangko, nasa bahay lang ang pera ng mga yan. So, gumagawa ngayon ng paraan ang mga banking sector to find fintech or financial technology solutions so that the unbanked, so that itong mga 70% na hindi nagbabangko can gradually have access to banking services. But we need more than that, diba? We need a lot of startups, especially among the centennials, social enterprises. Sabi ito ni Villegas. He also said, and he tried to explain the best route to address the digital divide that is happening here is to use these new startup apps, okay? To promote the digital economy, he recommended investing in both infrastructure tsaka tao. Totoo na po yun. This entails government policies and projects that can complement commercial initiatives to secure access to technology and training for all Filipinos. Yan ang importante nga kasi yung pagde-digitalize, may kaakibat na training yan kasi hindi nga lahat tech savvy. So you have to be trained regarding using the apps and whatever softwares that need to be used, okay? I'm sorry I cannot see the names of the people that are joining me today, but hello po sa inyong lahat, whoever you are, wherever you are joining us from. Kasi po yung aking cellphone, walang pangalan. Itong aking din laptop, hindi ko nakikita yung pangalan. So, pasensya na po kung hindi ko kayo ma-shout out yung names niya, but thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me today on this Friday morning, okay? Okay, so continuing on to what I was saying about the digital divide, as mobility restriction and social distancing measures have been limiting our face-to-face interaction, okay, the availability of digital technology emerges as a key determinant for resilience and for continuous growth. Ibig sabihin nga, talaga ang ating connectivity sa internet or sa or ang paggamit ng teknolohiya ay malaking way kung paano tayo nakakapag-survive dito sa pandemic. And totoo naman, nasabi ko na yan paulit-ulit, na nowadays talaga, thank God for technology, we are able to keep sane, we are able to be resilient and spring back or live through this new normal. It's been over a year already, 2 taon na tayong nasa pandemya, pero di ba, andito pa rin tayo lumalaban, okay, sa laban ng buhay in this new normal, okay? So as mobility nga and social distancing is, we are facing these problems. Now more than ever, tayo ay nakatutok sa mga pamamaraan kung paano natin maiisap ang ating mga buhay, whether it's in the private sector, government sector, education system, health and welfare, health and wellness aspects of life. Lahat po nakakatulong ng mabuti yung teknolohiya. Okay? The multi-sector push for technology, okay? Despite the gaps and slow adoption, diba? Slowly but surely dapat ang pag-adapt natin to digitalization. Kasi nga, yun ang binabalikan ko yung sa nangyari. Last year, okay, rewind, March 2020, when the schools were closed, and also some companies were asked to transition or move their employees to working from home, masyadong naging hilaw yung pag-transition na yun dahil hindi ready. Agad-agad, of course, dineclare ng presidente, saradong mga eskwela, at yung mga ibang mga kumpanya ay magsarado sa kanilang in-house operations and moved everything to the homes of their employees. Well, truth be told, of course, hindi tayo handa sa kaagad ora-oradang nangyari na yon. Maraming problemang nagkaroon, of course, lalong-lalo na sa educational field, okay? A lot of the materials were not ready. At the same time, teachers were not ready, as much as the students were not prepared and were in shock with how it happened that the schools were closed and they were not able to go to school for a year, except online or through modules. Na kahit na modules ay nagkaroon din ng problema, that not enough were printed, at the same time mali-mali ang printing, all those things na by now, a year after that, we should realize that, we have ironed out all those difficulties or yung mga problema. Pero sana nga na-plansya na o naayos na. Pero kasi nga, malaking proseso ang pag-digitalize hindi lang ganun-ganun kadali. So, to address these issues, policies like the Better Internet Act and Bayanihan to Recover as One Act that push for faster and wider-reaching services, they were enacted, okay? The Department of Information and Communications Technology, or ang DICT, Common Tower Policy, which allows for multiple telcos to share one tower, may be equally beneficially as well. Kita nga, dahil sa pag-improve ng connectivity ay ng problema. Nung nag-promote tayo ng studying online, ang hina ng mga signals, kaya ito, yun na pinasba yung, bill? Well, Bayanihan Act. So, yung mga multiple telcos dapat, kung kayang ibato yung signal, mag-share sila ng tower. So, I don't know if that's actually happening now. I have no info on that, but let me find that out and talk to you about it in the days to come, okay? Ang mga private enterprises have also been taking initiatives to bridge current digital gaps. Aside from working on advancements, nabubulol ako talaga today. Aside from, habang nagde-develop sila ng mga advancement lang, hindi ko masabi. While they're working on advancements, what the heck? What is wrong with me today? While they are working on advancements like AI or artificial intelligence or the Internet of Things, and cloud computing, tech innovation company Huawei is looking to collaborate with more small and medium enterprises to drive new technologies and digital literacy. Okay? Sabi nila, businesses are where the greatest opportunities are. Totoo naman. The Philippines is really currently driven by small to medium enterprises or businesses, and they're also the major employer. Ayan, oo. Mas maraming employers ang belonging to the small and medium enterprises. Kukunti naman yung nag-hire dun sa malalaking Fortune 500 companies or big enterprises. According to Huawei Vice President and Economic Advisor of Government Affairs, Andrew Williamson, sinabi rin niya, through its Spark program, okay, ang Huawei aims to build a sustainable startup ecosystem for the Asia-Pacific region over the next 3 years. Wow! It is currently helping incubate, okay, and upscale SMEs in countries like the Philippines. Ultimately, ang ideal nila, or ang dream nila, of course, is a network where all stakeholders from the public and private sectors can proactively work together. So lahat-lahat, whether or not iba-ibang sector, both private nga and public, can work together to identify and address any current or incoming gaps, okay? The working goal should be a diverse or robust digital ecosystem na seemingly integrates industries to ensure resilience and inclusive growth for the entire country, okay? So, ang Digitalizing the Philippines, okay, yan ang strategy na na ginawa. This event was done this month. So, nakikita niyo sa aking paligid. Yan. Digitalizing Philippines. So, they're making moves, you know, to further our digitalization by working with apps and softwares, and of course, training programs. Okay, at ang Huawei, isa sa mga ano yan, supporters. Okay? So, that's the news regarding digitalization. Okay? Pardon me, I will just have a sip of water. My dry throat. Okay. Ano pa ang magandang balita? Okay, ito ko sa workplace. Yan nasabi ko kanina, okay? So we talked about yung parenting kahapon. Ito naman, how do we reduce daw stress in the workplace, whether you're working from home or in an office? The number one factor driving workplace stress. Tingnan muna natin, okay? Ano ba ang mga triggers ng stress? Let me see. Sandali lang, tatabi ko lang itong si digitalization. Tapos na yan. Alright. Okay. What are the triggers of stress in the workplace? Unang-una na, low pay. Diba? Diba? Aminin natin, ang mababang sweldo remains the top factor driving workplace stress, right? According to the American Psychological Association's latest survey on work and well-being, ang mababang sweldo or low pay remains the top factor in having stress in the workplace. Hindi ba? Totoo naman talaga. Maliit ang kita, mababang sweldo, tapos pagod na pagod ka, ayun pa rin talaga nakaka-stress, right? Nung gumawa ng survey on work and well-being, ang American Psychological Association, more than half of the respondents, or 56% of the employees, said their low salary has a significant impact sa kanilang stress level. Talaga naman talaga. When you think about it, it really is the major reason why people's stress levels are hiked up, di ba? Up from 49% noong 2019, naging 56% na ngayon na employees na ang reklamo sa pagkaka-stress nila ay ang mababang sweldo, of course. And one of the highest levels we've ever seen so far, sabi nitong mga clinical psychologists. Okay? The report draws data from 1,501 U.S. employees that were surveyed between July 26 and August 4, 2021. Okay? ang workplace stress is up across multiple factors, okay? Okay? Iba-ibang ang factors na pinapagkuhanan ng stress sa workplace. Unang-una na nga yung sinabi, sweldo. Okay? Kasunod ng salaries, 54% of employees say yung mga long hours ang pagtatrabaho, and 52% naman, 54% says it's the long hours people work also that are stressful. 52% naman says a lack of opportunity for growth or advancement, or walang promotion na ilang taon na, wala pa rin nangyayari, ganun pa rin, pareho pa rin ang trabaho mo, pareho pa rin sweldo mo. So yan then is a cause for stress. Okay? And 46% naman say, and 44% say that the no advancement at walang asenso or pagka-promote is malaking source din ng stress. Okay? So, yung tungkol doon sa mga pagwalang asenso or pagwalang promotion, it hiked up from 46% and 44% in 2019, naging 52% na. Ang lack of opportunity for growth na stress triggers. Okay? The findings underscore that while companies have prioritized employees' well-being during this pandemic, particularly by providing greater access to mental health resources, the most meaningful way they can support workers is through pay. Yun na nga, sabihin na natin, merong counseling dun in-house, or pwede kayong ang biggest concern pa rin ng stress is yung maliit na pay. Lalo pang pinaliitan in this pandemic, yung iba, kinamute yung kanilang pagtatrabaho. In the sense that, if you were working Monday to Friday, yung iba, 3 times a week ka na lang magtatrabaho for less sweldo. In this pandemic, may mga gumawa po ng ganon, okay? Okay, 1 in 3 people say if they could have just one extra work benefit, they want more money. Okay? So, yeah. While nga sinabi natin na yung findings, kunyari ay it came up that well-being ng mga tao ang importante sa pandemic. They provided mental health resources, guidance counseling, pero yun pa rin, bottom line pa rin, sweldo pa rin ang pinag-uusapan na cost ng stress o yung livelihood kung anong pagkukuhaan ng pang-araw-araw na pangangailangan kung wala kang trabaho, right? Or if may trabaho ka, parang na-double yung lalo yatang naging mas maraming bulk ng work mo. I think that's true for some companies because some companies downsized during this pandemic. So the work that other people used to do, kunyari 3 tao, ginagawa lang ng 1 tao. So yun din, cause of stress yun. Working more hours, working longer hours, doing more tasks, okay? You can have a lot of great programs around supporting employees' mental health and connection. But if they don't feel that enough yung resources nila to adequately take care of their families, yun, you still end up with stressed employees. Kahit na meron ka mga aktibidades na nilalagay dyan para sa kanilang mental health or physical well-being, as in mga exercise, bottom line pa rin kasi yung sweldo na inaasam nila yung mas mataas na sweldo para mag-provide sa kanilang mga pamilya, okay? 1 in 3 people say if they could have just one extra work benefit, they'd want more money. See? Instead of perks na ganun nga, na meron kang gym or meron kang coffee na libre, ang mas importante sa kanila, more money, higher salary, okay? Ano pa? Ang work stress is causing people to quit. Totoo yun, di ba? Employers have a clear financial incentive to help reduce employee stress. A majority of employees say work-related stress negatively impacts their performance and productivity in ways such as limiting their motivation, their energy, or their focus. Yun na nga kasi, kung stressed ka, pagod ka, nawawala ang motivation mo, nagdi-decrease, pati productivity mo at efficiency naapektuhan. Kasi pagod ka eh. Parang mas dumami yung trabaho mo, mas matagal ka rin nag-work. So, yun ang nangyayari. Stress. Hello, whoever is joining me today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Salamat din po for joining me today here in Buhay Online. I do not see the names. For some reason, hindi na talaga umakyat yung mga pangalan dito sa cellphone ko at even dito sa ano ko. sa Facebook page ko sa laptop ko nawala yung ayan pala, teka. Alright, very good. Ayan, biglang umakyat na. Hi. Good morning. Alright. Good morning, Mr. Wilfredo Cruz. Hello then, Miss Eve Ramos. Anong may kumakalabog? Pero kasi Mr. Wilfredo Cruz, narinig nyo yung kapitbahay ko merong karpintero yon. Okay, may ginagawa. Pasensya na. Live po tayo and here. Okay. Hello there, Miss Eve Ramos. Hello, Miss Angelica Paz. Okay, TGIF to you too. Okay. So, ano yon? Ano yung ina-agree mo, Miss Eve Ramos? Ngayon ko lang nakita. Agreeing with the sweldo? Diba? Pleasant Friday to everyone. Oo, diba? Yung higher salary, tsaka yung lower salary, yan ang nakaka-stress, yung parang pagkulang, yung iniisip nilang sweldo nila, right? Okay. So, yun na nga, ang work stress talaga can cause people to quit. Alam natin yan, okay? Stress is also leading to attrition, which employers have been grappling with during record quitting sprees. Itong mga, di ba, the world saw a lot of jobs being lost, and at the same time naman, doon sa mga nakapag-retain ng trabaho nga, parang na-stress naman sila dahil yun na nga, like sinabi ko sa inyo, sa ibang mga countries, they were allowed to work, they kept their jobs, pero binawasan ng time, binawasan ng sweldo. But they had to take it because kesa sa walang sweldo. Pero naapektuhan talaga yun because naging mas stressful yung work. Even if you were working from home or reporting to the office a few days a week. Because nga, yung bulk ng work na ginagawa ng 3 tao, 4, napunta sa 1 tao. So that caused talagang work stress, okay? More than 40% of employees surveyed said they intend to find a new job with a different company in the next year, up from roughly 33% in 2019. Those who typically feel tense or stressed during workdays are more than 3 times as likely to say that they're planning to quit in the next year. Well, so yan ang survey sa Amerika. No? I'm sure din dito sa atin naman sa Pilipinas, as much as maraming nawala ng trabaho, there are also a lot of people, not only in the Philippines, but around the world, who have found new careers, who have found that time of working from home, enough time they have been given more time to concentrate on themselves and see what else they can do or move forward from this thing. Pero yun na nga, doon sa mga may regular na trabaho naman, naging stressful para sa kanila yung kadagdagang trabaho at schedule, okay? Some marginalized groups already disproportionately impacted by the pandemic are more likely to report stress and intentions to leave their company, including mga minorities like Hispanics or Blacks sa Amerika, the LGBTQ community or pag meron kang disability. Naapektuhan to ng mabuti nitong pandemic na to, okay? Meanwhile, women are more likely than men to say that employers need to do better in paying employees fairly and allowing flexibility, likely reflective of the gender wage gap and disproportionate caregiving burden among the women. See, yun na nga pa, hanggang ngayon, meron pa rin dyang gender wage gap, which is, of course, when I was in America, I remember this distinctly, okay, over the years. When I got promoted I became vice president of direct mail marketing. I was sent as an expat here in the Philippines from America to oversee yung printing projects ng company ko before. I was working for QEMM, a memory expander years ago, if you know that. Sa technology kasi ako palagi eh. And we were the makers of Clean Sweep and QEMM. And we were printing our materials from the Philippines. Tapos, nung na-promote ako noon as Vice President of Direct Mail Marketing, napansin ko na yung sweldo ko is far lower than yung sweldo ng VP din ng marketing ng isang So, of course, I had to ask and ask them why my sweldo wasn't even close to the sweldo of the person in the same category. In America, I guess Okay, of course, not being white like them, and a woman at that time, yan, merong ano doon, discrimination, of course. Yung gender wage gap nangyayari sa Amerika yan. And so I demanded that they at least make my salary close to the person with the same designation. Sinabi sa akin na dapat masaya na raw ako kasi I have had 3 promotions in 4 years, or in 5 years that I was working. But then of course I demanded na ilapit yung sweldo ko sa sweldo ng isa pang VP in another department. So, well, nag-compromise po, dinagdagan yung sweldo ko. Pero kasi sa Amerika kasi, di ba? Or like in anything, if you don't ask, you'll not get it. So I had to demand it. Anyway, so yun lang yun. Yun lang yung story ko dyan tungkol sa gender wage gap. Okay? Dahil nangyayari pa rin yan kahit sa Amerika. It's important for leaders to understand what's causing employees to leave, diba, their jobs across diversity, equity, and inclusion lines to better meet their needs and culturally specific concerns. It really highlights the need for leadership to diversify beyond typically white or cisgender and able-bodied men. Kasi nga meron discrimination nangyayari. A more representative leadership board will result in more inclusive solutions to addressing work stress, such as dapat salary adjustment, flexible work hours, teleworking options, or increased leave benefits. Well, ginagawa na ngayon yan dito sa Amerika. And even sa Philippines, I think mangyayari rin yan. Like even after the pandemic, researchers say that maraming magpapatuloy ng ganitong hybrid working environment. Some employees will be working from home a few days and some in the office. Excuse me. Notably, workers who have women and people of color in senior leadership positions are more likely to say their workplace is psychologically healthy, and they're less likely to indicate plans to quit. Yun naman, totoo, which is what happened to me nga. When I demanded for it as a woman, I got naman what I asked for. I got an increase in raise. Pero yan talaga, mas malalakas ang loob ng mga babae to make decisions, and you can all argue with me, pero I just wanna, itong favorite kong look at all the countries that are successfully dealing with the virus situation, like Taiwan, Vietnam, Germany, New Zealand, I forget the other country, a European country. Lahat yun, like now, successfully they're living normally, lalo na sa Taiwan. Nagmamaskara pa rin, pero businesses are as usual, travel is okay. Paano nila napuksa itong virus? Ang mga kaagad-agad sila nag-lockdown, nag-close na, nag-contact tracing. Ang mga head ng countries na ito ay babae. Tara! They are headed by women. Their prime minister, their presidents are women. And what does it show you? That the women are quick decision makers at the same time and practical, all right? Because they chose to do that right away. Kasi yung mga ibang bansa, takot mag-lockdown kasi gaya sa atin, dahil nga yung economy nagsasuffer, tayo yung longest lockdown na. We're supposed to be following all the protocols, the safety and medical things that these countries did. Pero ano nangyari? More than a year after, ganun pa rin tayo, nagsispread pa rin yung virus. Dito makikita na nasa sa tao rin yung disiplina, right? Sa Taiwan, pag sinabing lockdown lang tao sa kalye, right? Mas masunurin sila tayo matitigas ang ulo, kaya ganun. Alright? So, that's right, Miss Angelica. Totoo naman po, nag-boom talaga ang online business at saka yung delivery, di ba? Napag-usapan natin yan. But anyway, going back to the workplace muna, stress in the workplace, right, that we are talking about, okay? Employers have the tools to reduce work stress. Oo nga. A vast majority, 87% ng mga empleados think their employer could provide better mental health support, such as by offering flexible hours, encouraging employees to take care of their health, encouraging employees to use paid time off, and encouraging breaks during the workday. Companies should remember how much and how quickly their workforce has adapted during COVID when considering how to restructure yung future ng work. Sabi dito sa survey, we've already seen how employers can innovate in the moment when they have to. So it's taking that spirit to come up with solutions that reduce employee stress, okay? For example, greater flexibility could mean instituting a 4-day work week. Nagawa na namin to sa Amerika noon pa eh. It doesn't only ease the workflow, but it also eases traffic situation. Sa Amerika noon, like years ago, nung nagtatrabaho pa ako doon, some companies had 4-day work weeks, but 12-hour work days per 4 days a week. It makes sense eh, kasi nung nandun nga ako as part of top management, wala po kami dong hourly bayad. Hindi gaya ng mga iba, of course, na regular employees, they are paid hourly wages. Kami, it's a lump sum monthly sweldo, whether or not, I spend 10, 15, 20 hours a day working lang, it's already, wala akong overtime pay. Alright? So para sa mga taong kagaya ko before, na nagtatrabaho 10, 12 hours a day, okay na lang yung magtrabaho ka. Kunyari, it was good to work 4 days a week, let's say, Tuesday to Friday ang trabaho ng iba, tapos 12 hours a day para makumpleto mo pa rin yung 40 hours. Okay lang yun. At least you have one weekday that you are off, that you can do official things, right? It worked well in America. Tsaka sa traffic situation. Yung mga kotse hindi masyadong nasa daan. Okay? So flexible work hours should help in easing the stress in the workplace. All right? Okay, so we've already seen how employees can innovate in the moment when they have to. Okay, so flexible work hours, 4-day work week, it has been proven effective in a lot of ways. In case studies from Iceland to Microsoft Japan, leaders can encourage their employees to take time off by incentivizing vacations. Incentivizing means magbibigay sila ng mga incentive na bakasyon or reminding people to take frequent breaks. Managers can model better work-life boundaries by not sending emails outside of work hours. Yun nga yun eh. Nakakatawa kasi, dito sa Pilipinas, habang tumataas yung sweldo mo, mas maraming responsibilidad. Tsaka yun na nga, lalo na kung ano ka na top management or 6-figure yung salary mo, habang tumataas kasi, mas maraming responsibilities. Yung iba, kahit na weekend, tatawagan ka na ng boss mo sa bahay. Lalo na ngayon, they can contact you in every possible way. Pag makita ka online, hindi pwedeng hindi ka i-messenger o i-viber. Dahil nung araw, text, pwede mo i-deadma yung text. Diba? Ngayon kasi may video call na and all that. Hindi ka makatago sa boss mo. Sana nga, they'll be more mindful and not contact you now or even send emails outside of work hours. Okay? Sabi nito nag-survey, companies can pay workers better wages by restructuring their executive compensation policies, and employers should provide more training and paths to promotion to keep employees over a long career. Yun na nga, sa Japan, hindi uso yung promotion masyado eh. At ang mga empleyado nun, tatrabaho 10, 20 years sa isang kumpanya lang. Dapat pakita natin that there is room to make change and there's room to move up. If people can really sit down and be reflective of what they value and how to keep their employees, yung mga kumpanya, they have to know that dapat nilang palaman sa mga empleyado nila na hindi sila dead end. Na mayroong kakapuntahan yung ilang years, the longer. Sa Amerika kasi ganun eh. Pag mas matagal ka sa kumpanya, by the time you retire or you retire, halos meron ka ng part ng company, yung mga stocks, na pag malaking kumpanya, bibigyan na nila yung empleyado. Okay? At the end of the day, we maintain the status quo that what we're seeing from this survey is that people will leave. So, not unless the companies or the employers be more mindful of the needs of their employees, yung turnover, marami pa rin aalis because of the stress, okay? So, ayun, right? Try to think about your employees more by having flexible hours, okay? And little bit more perks, a little bit more benefits. Like yung mga pinapag-work from home nyo, sana, yun na nga, binigyan nyo sila ng bagong workstation, you give them a little extra allowance for using their internet and their oras na nasa bahay. But with this, okay, of course, we are nearing the end naman of our programming. Maraming salamat sa mga sumama sa atin today. And of course, my Laka family, Hello to you guys and my Bautista family. I love so much from Manila, Australia, and America. So at the end of the day po, ano po ang kailangan natin sa buhay? Faith, hope, and love. 3 things remain. Faith, hope, and love. Thank you very much po. Magkita-kita po tayo ulit sa Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli,